looking at. And we talked about this already, but the Chiefs, so I was right. It's a 4th-round pick this year and a 2nd-round pick next year for Marcus Peters. So those are, some of the stuff that went on. Honorable mention is the Raiders is going to keep, at this point, Marshawn Lynch and Michael Crabtree, so they're not looking at getting rid of him. Martavis Bryant, the Steelers said that they are not looking at trading him at all either, which I wouldn't at this point. You have one of the best wide receiver groups in the league. So we just saw Antonio Brown get hurt. So you definitely want to keep depth on your team. And I think they probably have worked that out with Martavius. So I don't think he wants to leave as much as he says he wanted to leave, earlier. Because remember, he said, I'm going to shut up and I'm just going to play. And I think that was good. Robert Gronkowski, he had contemplated going to the WWE wrestling or maybe doing something else. But he said in a cryptic tweet, they said, but he looks like he's going to return. And last but not least, Odell Beckham Jr., they're saying that there's a report saying he wants $20 million per year in his next contract. So is Odell really worth $20 million? I don't know. That's something we'll have to talk about on another show. I think I'll try and get Chief Rocka. He's a Giant fan and he follows that team in and out. So I think I may get Chief on here to talk about the Giants and Odell Beckham and see what he has to say about $20 million, that this brother is asking for. But Frank Gore, last thing, Frank Gore is not getting his contract renewed by the Indianapolis Colts. No surprise there. He's 34 years old. They got a new coach. They're trying to get younger. And this guy just came from a team where they had running backs that a lot of people didn't want. No knock on Frank Gore. To me, I think this is it, for him. I don't think anyone's going to really give him a legitimate shot at this point. I don't know how much Frank will, want to get paid. That might, play, a part in it. But whatever it is, what he's done, just like Matt Forte, what Frank Gore has done, one, he wasn't even supposed to be in the league this long. Two, not his heart, but it was just like people wrote him off. They were like, all right, he's 28, he's going to fall off. Okay, he's 29, he's going to fall off. He's 30. All right, now it's really time for him to fall. And he just kept going and going and going, and he showed that he wanted to play. And Frank Gore, one of my favorite football players to watch play, because when he got that ball, there was no playing around with him, and he gave you everything, that he had. So those are a few of the notes and everything that happened in the NFL with some of these offseason moves, people getting cut, people getting released, because everybody is starting to gear up for my next topic, which is the NFL Combine. And that is starting tomorrow. So, that's going to basically be on the NFL Network, probably 24 hours a day for the most part. And you're going to get all those pictures or videos of the coaches being there, the players being there. Rich Eisen is going to be running, his Run Rich Run, where he runs his 40-yard dash. So all of that, you're going to get former players in there. The current players probably, Greg Olsen will probably be in there reporting, and everything. So there's a lot of things, in the NFL Combine to look for. So pretty much is this whole thing about which quarterback is going to get taken first, or who's the best quarterback, at this point. And there's been a few names out there. Sam Darnold has been one of them. A lot of people think he may go number 1 overall. But there's still other guys out there like Josh Rosen, Baker Mayfield, and Josh Allen, excuse me, and not a first overall pick, but as far as like in the news about being a quarterback is Lamar Jackson, from Louisville. So you got Sam Darnold, who is not going to be throwing at the combine. He decided he's going to throw at his pro day, which I really don't have a problem with that. I think some people, wonder like, well, why wouldn't he? Maybe at this point, there's an injury that we really don't know about. I hope not, that that's not it. But I really think the big thing is that if you want to throw and show your mechanics and everything, the best thing is to be in your own backyard, which is his pro day, with your own receivers. With timing routes and everything, you know where they're going to be. You know when they're going to break. You do this day in, day out in practice, and you don't want to be out there trying to show that type of skill, even though the coaches understand that these are not your guys, but you still want to put on a good show. So not throwing, I don't have a problem with that, and Sam Darnold didn't have like the greatest year. So he did throw for over 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, but he had 13 interceptions. That was the biggest thing, in his last year at USC. But people forget that if he puts a big time, impressive pro day together, people forget that. They'll still look at it, but they'll be like, look what he did at the pro day. Other quarterbacks, like we said, Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, and Josh Rosen. So they'll be shooting for that number one spot. Of course, it pretty much probably would be between Sam Darnold and Josh Allen. Josh Allen, they're saying, with all this potential, and I know people are probably looking at, Carson Wentz, when they say that, or they're looking at Trubisky, when they look at that, because they're looking at this guy with this cannon arm, on it. But they're saying his problem is accuracy, So that's something that you got to worry about. Running backs, you got Saquon Barkley, you got Nick Chubb, you got Sony Michel. So you got a plethora of running backs that's going to be coming out. You got other skill position. Shaquem Griffin, I think, is the one that I kind of want to look out for. If you don't know who he is, he plays for UCF. From memory, University of Central Florida, but a linebacker. And the man has one hand. At this point, he got one of his hands amputated. I think he was 4 years old at the time, so he's been playing football without it. And this guy got an invite to the combine so he can play. They're talking about looking at maybe moving him to a safety, which he could be a hybrid. That's what they're doing right now. It just depends on, how he can get from side to side, and get around, blockers. But that's what people are doing, at this point. I mean, the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, he's a hybrid where he kind of plays the corner and he kind of plays the safety, as well. And he's just all over the place. So that may be what they, do, with this kid. But the NFL Combine is coming up tomorrow, and it'll be going through the weekend, and it will be interesting because you out there, you know what your team needs are. You know what, positions that they need to focus on. So when those positions come up in the camp, you're going to be looking at it. At the combine, you're going to be looking at it. Plus also all the interviews that they do with the teams. I really don't care about the Wonderlic test. To me, they really need to stop it if they haven't already. Get rid of the Wonderlic test because that really doesn't tell you anything really about can a guy play football or not. I know some of it is used to maybe determine, how would they be as a professional, how would they handle situations, and everything. But I just think to me, it's a test, that you can kind of try and prepare for. I really focus on more of the interviews, and then we'll have, the interviews. hopefully we don't have anything like the Dez Bryant situation where it gets leaked out that they asking about, personal situations that really wasn't anybody's business or, that didn't relate to football. So that's what I'll be looking for. I'm looking forward to the 40. We always look forward to that, to see who will be the fastest person of the 40. But also now at this point, can anyone break John Ross' record? Because he is considered the fastest man at the NFL Combine at this point. He holds the record at 4 point something, whatever it is. It don't even matter. 4 point fast is what I call it. So 4 point fast. The bench press, I always like that. Not necessarily, not the linemen or anything like that, because they big dudes. They supposed to be able to bench 225 pounds 25 times and all that stuff. I like to see, with the linebackers, some of the, safeties, if some of the quarterbacks want to get in there, then definitely let the quarterbacks get in there as well. So, Combine will be interesting. You'll have your skilled positions that everyone will be waiting on. And this is the start where your team starts strategizing for what they're going to do in the draft, and how they're going to pull the okie doke, over on some team and hope that someone don't notice, a player that they got their eye on and they can pick that player up and draft them, and grow to be, a superstar and hopefully, a Hall of Famer or someone that contributes to getting to the playoffs and the Super Bowl. So, Combine, NFL Network, it'll be a all-day broadcast probably. Catch it when you can. They'll be showing a lot of replays, so even if you don't catch it live, I'm sure they'll have something out there where you can watch it or just DVR it. That's what a lot of people do, at this point. They DVR stuff. So here's what we're going to do, because we're at the point. I should tell Angry Black Man to call in, but I don't know. But we're going to take a break, and we're going to get into this whole NCAA mess that is going on, or that is about to go down. So you listen to the Wait a Minute show, your man Jelani JB Bodie, and Lopan, wake your butt up. And we are going to come back and we're going to get into this college basketball news. Be right back.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Vince Wright, the sports governor from the great state of Minnesota. Join the rest of us sports zombies on 2 Live Stews Radio. That's right, the boys are back. Doug, Ryan, and the rest of us, including me, the sports gov of Minnesota, Vince Wright, also known to the ladies as the Big Smooth. Keep it tuned here. That's right, 2 Live Stews Radio.
All music artists, lend me your ear. Looking for that hot beat to make your next hit? Go to FarrellJaroMusic.com. Tired of paying for overpriced studio time for mediocre beats? Go to FarrellJaroMusic.com. FarrellJaroMusic.com offers industry-quality hip-hop, trap, R&B, and pop beats that will take your creativity to the next level. We know it's hard to find dope beats out there, so don't waste any more time searching YouTube or whack beat-selling websites. Go to FarrellJaroMusic.com today to cop the beat for your next hit. Mixing and mastering services available too. Once again, go to FarrellJaroMusic.com. That's FarrellJaRO Music.com for the hottest beats in the game.
This is #1 Chief Rocker Jersey Vern on a Recap Monday doing his recap show. We're going to talk about sports, entertainment. We're going to have call interviews, on the spot calls. This is just a show that will bring nothing but passion and joy and understanding to all the listeners on the 2 Live Stews radio platform. The #1 Chief Rocker Jersey Vern.
Yo, what's good? This is Trey Frazier on the staff. This is the Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. Make sure y'all tune in to us every Tuesday night 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time.
This is Key C